You're listening to CFRN, the Christian Financial Radio Network.
Good afternoon, traders, and welcome back to the CFRN Emini Futures Cast. This is the daily broadcast of Indeterminate Length, where we discuss all things Emini, along with some really big ideas on the finer points of trading gold, bonds, crude, sugar, the euro. Joining us today, Mr. Michael Borth. From our trading desk in Chicago, Mr. Burton Schlichter. Now, to get things started, let's go to our host and founder in Studio A, overlooking South Mountain, America's largest city park. Here's Dwayne.
Good afternoon. Welcome back. Today is Thursday, 16th day of February, 2023. Thanks so much for joining us. Whoever you are, wherever you are, we're just glad to have you right here, right now. We do 2 live broadcasts every trading day. This is our second live broadcast. The first live broadcast from 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Eastern is reserved for members only and those who are taking their 1-week free trial. If you've not taken your 1-week free trial, just go to mytradingiq.com, click the button at the top of the page, and the journey begins. At 11:30 a.m. Eastern, we take a 30-minute break. We come back at 12 noon Eastern for this broadcast. There's 2 different ways to join the afternoon broadcast, which is open to the public. That's everybody everywhere on planet Earth with an internet-connected device. There's 2 ways to join. The best way, go to mytradingiq.com, scroll down to where it says Afternoon Broadcast. Click the link, complete the 30-second registration form, and you're done. You don't have to do that again, because every trading day going forward, you'll get an email about an hour before this broadcast starts. And at 12 noon Eastern, all you have to do is click the link in the email, and it will automatically log you into our platform. Now, I say that's the better way because it gives you access to the question box so that you can ask questions and participate in the discussion. If audio drops and you're logged in via our platform, simply go to our YouTube channel, which is the second way you can join the daily broadcast any afternoon. Point your browser to youtube.com/CFRN. It's easy to remember. youtube.com, you already know that part, /CFRN. Not only do we broadcast live every trading day on our YouTube channel, but we also archive each and every daily broadcast. Currently, there's over 2,200 daily live broadcasts archived for your educational and viewing pleasure. And for those who are new to the world of CFRN, it's a great way to get to know who we really are, what we do, how we do it, even why we do it. You can scroll back 6 weeks, 6 months, a year, 2 years. Just pick days at random. Listen in for a few minutes. What you'll find over these many years is a thread of connectivity and a thread of continuity woven through each and every daily broadcast. With that said, we'll open with a word of prayer as we do. Our topic this week has been putting Jesus first. We're spending 5 days in Colossians, and this is day 4. Our scripture is Colossians 1:13 through 20, and I'm reading from the Message translation. God rescued us from dead-end alleys and dark dungeons. He set us up in the kingdom of the Son He loves so much, the Son who got us out of the pit we're in, got rid of the sins we were doomed to keep repeating. We look at this Son and see the God who cannot be seen. we look at this sun and see God's original purpose in everything created. For everything, absolutely everything, above and below, visible and invisible, rank after rank of angels, everything got started in Him and finds its purpose in Him. He was there before any of it came into existence and holds it all together right up to this moment. And when it comes to the church, He organizes and holds it together like a head does a body. He was supreme in the beginning, and leading the resurrection parade, He is supreme in the end. From beginning to end, He's there, towering far above everything and everyone. So spacious is He, so expansive, that everything of God finds its proper place in Him without crowding. Not only that, but all the broken and dislocated pieces of the universe, people and things, animals and atoms, get properly fixed and fit together in vibrant harmonies, all because of His death, His blood that poured down from the cross. Jesus deserves to be first in our lives. So why is it that we so easily forget who Jesus is and where His rightful place should be in our hearts and in our lives? We'll get to that question shortly, but first, let's address our forgetfulness. Our forgetfulness leads us to allowing other things to creep in and take up first place in our hearts and lives. See, some of the Colossians have taken on a spirituality that has started to allow other things, even some good things, to creep in and compete with their love for Jesus. Paul's greatest concern isn't that they would completely abandon Christ, but that they would forget all that He is for them and grow apathetic toward Him over time. Think of it like this. I love blank. Oh, and I love Jesus too. The more and more we elevate things in our heart other than Christ as highest, the emptier we become. The only one who can truly satisfy our weary and searching souls is Jesus. We can be so quick to forget this. Paul wants the Colossians to keep Jesus as first and highest in their hearts and lives because of how easy it is to elevate other things to His level. Because we are a forgetful people, Paul is concerned they will allow something else to fill in the blank before Christ. And that just can't be for the Christian. It can be so for you and me. We will only feel empty if we do that. We must always put Jesus first, above everything else. Here's the good news for us. Paul doesn't just say, put Jesus first already, without further explanation. He doesn't just tell them what to do and then walk away. Instead, He helps them put Jesus first by telling them why. He lays out a clear and right view of who Jesus is and who He should be in the lives of the Colossian believers and in our own lives too. He reminds them that Jesus must be the most central part of our lives as Christians because of all that He is for us. He must be our greatest joy. He must be better than anything and everything else in our life. Yes, even the best things, including people that you can think of, because of who he is compared to all those things. When we look at who Jesus really is and what he has done for us, we will keep him first and best in our lives, and in turn that will orient everything and everyone else rightly. It is for our good and God's glory that we keep him first and highest. I need this reminder just as much as anyone else. My hope is that today our love for Jesus might increase as we grow to know him through God's word. I pray we will lay down the things in our life that are competing with our love for Jesus and make him the center, highest, and best once again. I pray God will continue to make us look more like his Son as we consistently practice putting him first in our lives, because he deserves it. There is no one like Jesus. Join me in a word of prayer. Heavenly Father, thank you for delivering me from the domain of darkness and transferring me into the kingdom of your beloved Son. Thank you that he died so that we might all live. All praise goes to him. It's in Jesus' name that we believe and pray. And everybody said, amen. All right, happy Thursday, guys. I hope it's a happy Thursday for you, whoever you are, wherever you are. Reminder, tonight is Members Only Workshop, so if you've been on the trial and you want to be in the Members Only Workshop tonight, you should get an email this afternoon explaining how to become a lifetime member with no recurring fees, no upsells, no new shiny objects to buy. Not from us, ever. If you missed the email, you can go straight to eminifuturestrading.com. If you have a question, you can call us at 949-42-EMINI, or you can send an email to support@cfrn.net. So to the numbers, starting here in the U.S. with the cash markets, or the indices as they're called. The Dow's currently down 181 points. The NASDAQ is down 65. S&P 500 is down 21. And the Russell 2000 down 6. In the commodity basket, crude oil up 38 cents, trading 78.97 last. Gold up $3.90, trading 18.49.20 last. Silver up a dime, trading 21.67 last. In the Asian markets at the close, the Nikkei posted a gain of 194 points. The Shanghai fell 31. The Hang Seng gained 175, which is almost 1%. And in the European markets, at the close, FTSE up 14, the DAX up 27, the CAC up 65. Truly no movers or shakers across the board. Now, let's take a look at Logic 247. If you're new, that's our 24/7 around-the-clock E-mini alert service. It includes not only the E-minis, but also crude, gold, silver, the euro, and bonds. The Globex markets open Sunday night at 6 p.m. Eastern. That's when the Logic 247 alert channel opens. It remains open around the clock till Friday afternoon at 5 p.m. Eastern. Futures trade around the clock. We have traders around the globe. Our day session is their night session, and vice versa. Since the Globex opened Sunday night, we've issued a total of 39 alerts. 9 never triggered. Still waiting on 2. That was as of 7 a.m. this morning. When Valerie updates the recap this afternoon, these numbers will change, but this is where we stood at 7 a.m. We had a total of 28 actionable alerts, of which 5 or 18% would have been stopped out based on not risking more than $300 per contract per trade, less when possible, using market structure and a very simple 3-step process that we teach all of our passport holders in their unlimited one-on-one mentoring sessions. One thing to remember is you never risk more than the potential profit in a trade. In an alert, you can see what the potential profit is. It's the difference between the entry, whether it's a long or a short, and the final trade to target. On a long alert, the final trade to target will always be the weekly zone above. On a short alert, the final trade to target will always be the weekly zone below. However, if your plan is to only take 2 points out of the trade, then you don't risk the maximum $300 per contract. You only risk as much as you anticipate being able to take out of the trade. So if your goal is simply 2 points, then you risk 2 points. Now, there may be times that you're going to trade the entire alert. You're going to go for the gusto. You're going to trade all the way to the zone. But market conditions can change before price gets to the zone. If so, you need to be present and ready so that you can exit the trade. Even if the alert offers $1,000 or $2,000 of potential profit per contract traded, you still do not want to risk more than $300 per contract traded, less when possible, using market structure. Over the last 237 weeks, we've averaged 20% or less of the alerts being stopped out based on the risk profile I just explained. Now, whether you're a member or a free trial member, you have access to the Logic alerts at the same time when they're published, and the same is true of the concierge trade alerts. The Logic alerts are based on current price action, and they have time built in for you to receive the alert, study the 30-minute chart, see the window of opportunity that the alert represents, and then you have plenty of time to be prepared to take action when price reaches the entry long or short in the alert, using Logic 247 and everything you learn in the live training room every trading day. Now, our original alert service, the concierge trade alerts, they're a little bit different. Number one, they're based on historic price action. And when historic price action meets current price action, that's where you'll find some of your best high probability, low risk trade opportunities. The CTAs are issued as a static report. They don't come out around the clock, shortly after the Globex open. Last night, the Thursday session began at 6 p.m. Eastern, even though it was still Wednesday night here in the U.S. and the CTAs were posted 10 minutes after the open. Now there's two numbers for each market. Certainly you don't trade all of these markets. If you're new, you certainly should be focusing on at least just one or two markets until you learn the methodology and learn the strategy, because we trade every market exactly the same. When we go from the ES to the Dow to the Russell to crude, or to an individual stock, or to crypto, or to Forex, we don't change any of the rules. We don't change any of the settings, because price flows the same across all markets and all time frames. So we're not teaching you to trade one specific market. What we're teaching you is simply how to trade. Once you understand how to trade, then you can trade any market, any individual stock, any crypto, or any Forex. Same indicators, same rules. Don't let it become any more complicated than that. Using the ES as an example, what you would have done last night at 6:10 p.m. when this report came out is you would go to the 30-minute chart of your ES and make note of where price is at this time. Then draw a line in the sand at 41.70, draw a line in the sand at 41.34. Those will serve as great visual cues for you as the session progresses. If price gets above the 30-minute BBC and starts trending higher, that's bullish. And so our strategy will look for opportunities to be long the market. On the other hand, if price gets below the 30-minute BBC and starts trending lower, that's bearish. So our strategy will look for opportunities to be short the market. In either case, that's where you'll use Logic 247 and everything you learn in the live training room every trading day to yourself learn how to find opportunities to be long or short the market. Let's go to the daily chart. Now, this broadcast is open to the public, so if you're not a member or a free trial member, you didn't get these numbers last night, but you're certainly welcome to grab a screenshot right now. And then we'll go to the chart and we'll see what's happening. Got your screenshot? Okay. And a reminder, we got a holiday coming up Monday. Seems like we have an awful lot of holidays. But I guess that's a good thing. All right, we're going to start with the daily chart as we always do. And you might say, well, I don't trade the S&P. That's okay. And I don't trade off the daily chart. That's okay too. But institutional traders, the ones who actually move price, do. They look at daily, weekly, and monthly charts the way you and I look at 30-minute charts, 5-minute charts, tick charts, and range charts. Turns out size does matter. Their accounts are denominated in hundreds of millions and billions of dollars, whereas a typical retail trader's account is denominated in thousands or tens of thousands of dollars. It takes financial commitment for price to rise. All it takes for price to fall is for institutional buyers to hit the pause button. When that happens, the institutions that specialize in short selling come out of the woodwork and drive price down. Now, we got above the BBC, that's this green line, stands for bull bear cross. When price is above it, we're bullish. Below it, we're bearish. That's every market, every time frame. We got above the BBC back on January 6th. We got a leg. We got a retracement. The pullback to the BBC holds more often than it doesn't. And then a leg and a retracement, a leg and a retracement, a leg and a retracement, and a leg and a retracement. Now, we've had red and falling overhead for 1, 2, 3, 4 sessions. We tested it on Tuesday, on Wednesday, and now here is the Thursday candle, which began last night at 6 p.m. Eastern. Resistance is at the high of the session. Support is at the low of the session, which is the daily BBC. Right now, price is sitting on top of the daily step line. I think that's been the case for the last 3 days when we were doing the afternoon broadcast. We're trading sideways. Eventually, buyers or sellers will prove who's more committed to the future of the markets. We could continue traveling sideways right up into the crux of the apostrophe here. And at some point, either buyers will make a stand and send us higher, or they won't. That's when we can anticipate substantially lower prices. But that can't happen until price gets below the daily BBC. We came down and tagged it during this session. But remember, when price pulls back to the BBC, we expect support. Unless it's pulling from below, and then we expect resistance. Once the market finds support, it's going to go look for resistance. And when it finds resistance, it's going to go look for support. And when it finds support, it's going to go look for resistance. That happens over and over in every market, in every time frame. It's a never-ending cycle. It's been in place since the inception of the markets and will remain in place until the markets cease to exist. This red and blue indicator is called the CFMA1. I refer to it as blue and climbing, red and falling. When price is above the BBC and you have blue and climbing, that's when you should definitely anticipate higher prices. When price is below the BBC and you've got red and falling, that's when you should anticipate lower prices until red and falling turns to blue and climbing. And then when blue and climbing turns to red and falling. And again, everything we teach, all the indicators that we provide, and there's only a few, are fluid across every market, every time frame, individual stocks, futures, crypto, forex. That's simply how markets work. Now some people go, I know how markets work. Okay. We might just have a little different take on how they work. So if you're on the trial, be sure and pay attention. Book a mentoring session. Ask questions. Learn. Don't let your free trial go to waste. On the 30-minute ES, that's our roadmap chart. Okay. When price is above the BBC, we're looking for, and got blue and climbing, we're looking for long trades. I drew this in yesterday during the live broadcast. Now the market has been plagued with a lack of follow-through for weeks, since the beginning of the year really. This first attempt to fill that window, it was a 5-point window, ran up 4 points. Pulled back, ran again, pulled back, and then finally traded through it. The market's opened here. The vertical line separates today, Thursday, from yesterday, Wednesday, from Tuesday. But remember, the Thursday session started last night at 6 p.m. Eastern, 1800 hours. We were above the BBC. We had blue and climbing. We knew the target was 41.70 overhead. So there was plenty of room to get your goal for the day. But blue and climbing, when it gets directly above price, can act as resistance. Once it turns to red and falling, then it's definitely going to become resistance in most cases. So we came just shy of the long target. Then price got below the BBC, and it dropped right to the target at 41.34. Traded through it all the way down to the next zone. We've now bounced back above the short target. And when price pulls back to the BBC, the pullback holds more often than not. There, there. Eventually, we know it will trade through because that's what keeps market fluid and tradable. So we came within a point or so of the long target, and we exceeded the short target substantially. So now we have resistance overhead at the BBC, and we've got support at the zone and at blue and climbing. And if price consolidates sideways, blue and climbing will rise. From here down to the zone, that's a nice window of opportunity, but you got the step line in there, which can potentially provide support. So from 41.29 down to 41.27, there's a 2-point window of opportunity. On the Dow, it looks a lot the same as the indices usually do. Once blue and climbing turn to red and falling, the writing's on the wall. Price gets below the BBC, trades down to the short target, continues down all the way to the zone at 33,785/790. Now remember, the zones are published Monday morning at 6:15 a.m. Eastern. We've published them since December 14th of 2009. So we have well over 13 years of data that tells us how price behaves around a weekly trading zone. When you become a lifetime member, that means you'll have lifetime access to the weekly zones every Monday morning, 6:15 a.m. Eastern. As price drops to a zone, we expect support. As price rallies up to a zone, we expect resistance. Drop to a zone, we expect support. Rally up to a zone, we expect resistance. Over and over again and again. So that's the ES and the Dow. Russell, looking pretty much the same. Once blue and climbing, became red and falling, and price got below the BBC, accompanied by red and falling. This is really a beautiful example. You've got price, the step line, red and falling, the BBC. And like a heat-seeking missile, we came right down to the target, bounced, traded through the target, found support at the zone. When the market finds support, it's going to go look for resistance. It found resistance at the zone, but it's now overcome the zone. Price is always trying to get to a weekly trading zone. If we're below the BBC, price is trying to get to the zone below. If we're above the BBC, price is trying to get to the zone overhead. Until we run into an obstacle, like red and falling. So then price is back below the BBC, and once it consolidates here at the zone and drops, where does it find support? At the next zone. Again, these zones were issued Monday morning, 6:15 a.m. Eastern. We're above the BBC, price is climbing. Watch out for resistance at 1970. If you get above 1970, then 72 to 74, that's just 74.40, it should say 74. That's what was published last night. Yeah. And I mentioned about the lines in the sand earlier. What are we on? The Russell 74.41. You can make your line in the sand look any way you want. Okay. Just draw a horizontal line, double click it, and you can configure it to your heart's content. Zone to zone to zone. Over and over, again and again. In Q, we opened above the BBC. We rallied, ran into resistance. What resistance did we run into? If you look left, you'll always be able to find it. And you'll always know where to anticipate an obstacle. Price gets below the BBC. It travels down to the short target, finds support at the zone. Now it's back above the BBC. But be careful here of this bearish cross at 12,746. That's potential resistance. This high right here is potential resistance. And then this high right here is potential resistance. If all that resistance can be overcome, then you got a beautiful window of opportunity from 1218 up to 1268. That's about that right there on the NQ is $1,000 per contract traded. Crude oil, sort of a sleeper. We opened, pulled back to the BBC, the pullback held, took us up to the long target, where we consolidated at the zone for hours, and then we dropped, pulled back up to the BBC, and then price gets trapped in here. Resistance, support, resistance, support. But notice every time we run up to the zone, we get turned back down. Resistance. Yesterday, support, support, resistance. And now today that zone has been resistance the entire session. On silver, we opened, ran up to the zone. When price runs up to a zone, we expect resistance. When price drops to a zone, we expect support. When the market finds support, it will go look for resistance. When it finds resistance, it will go look for support. We consolidated at the zone. We finally dropped. We hit that target, 2147. 2 penny move in silver is worth $100. A $1 move in silver is worth $5 grand. A $1 move in crude is worth $1,000 per contract traded. A $1 move in gold is $100 per contract traded. A $1 move, $100. $1 move, $1,000. $1 move, $5 grand. And just as the market found support yesterday for a few hours, on the way back up today, that same zone becomes resistance. On the euro, here's where the market opened. It made a run at the long target, didn't quite get there. Okay. Then we got below the BBC and we hit the short target. We've now pulled back to the BBC. Red and falling, starting to curl. As that turns to blue and climbing, anticipate support. And then the last market, bonds. The long CTA was 127.02. The short CTA was 125.20. So that was just a pretty smooth trip right down. And with that, Michael should be ready, I think. Are you ready, Michael? You let me know. Back to the daily chart where the war continues to wage. Who will be the victor? Only time will tell. With so many things going wrong in the world today, the pressure really is to the downside. We've been in a downtrend since March 29th. The low was put in here on October 13th. The most recent high was put in on February 2nd. So we spent a year with reverse fibs on the chart. So I thought we'd look at something different. So I got rid of the reverse fibs and just went from the low of the downtrend to the most recent high. And so if price can get below the daily BBC, then we anticipate support here at the 24% fib retracement, and then the 38, then this low, and then the 50, and then the 62. I think Michael might be having some trouble getting logged in. Let me take a look. All right, he'll get in a minute. So the ES is above the BBC, but at this point we don't know if that's a head fake or not. We need to see a 30-minute candle open and close above the BBC to tell us that the direction has changed. Just like here, when price got below the BBC, we needed to see a candle open and close below the BBC. And so that's what we'll be watching for here. You can see yesterday the market found support at the zone on this one drop. The zone's 4112/4113, and that was the low of the session, 4113. Dow's attempting to do the same thing. Are you there?
I am here. I'm
Okay.
here now.
All righty.
All right. Let me
Go
grab the
ahead and
charts.
grab the charts.
All right. Here we go. That over there. Here. Now I took them all on TradingView today. So.
Okay, looks good.
All right. Here we go. Good afternoon, everyone. Today is Thursday, the 16th day of February, 2023. If you've not taken a free trial with us and you want to, go here to mytradingiq.com. Right here it says sign up for your free 5-day training now, 9:30 to 11:30 Eastern time. Click on that and you're going to be brought to this page. Just fill out this little form and you'll be sent all the links you need to get into the next 5 consecutive sessions for your training. I mean, for your to get into the training room. Or again, for your trial. Now, Monday we're going to be off, so it's going to be Friday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week. Okay, is what it'll be. But that's all you have to do. Click on that. If you're going to do that, you should download the trading platform, whatever trading platform you want. I'm going to show you DT Pro in here, and I'm going to show you TradingView in here right now. Those are the platforms that I've used in the morning sessions. Okay, so I'm going to be showing you those couple of platforms. And you can download one or both of those for your trial if you want to. Just let us know. All right, follow the instructions on the page in the videos. It tells you exactly what to do. All right. All right. Now, we didn't have a banner day today because we did a lot of trading. A lot of training and not that much trading again. But we did get our goal for the day early on again. And that's where you want to be. You want to get your goal consistently. Quickly, consistently, and be done with it. All right. So if you're going to read the spreadsheet, you got to read all the CFTC risk disclosures down at the bottom. Today's the 16th day of February, 2023. We made 9 ticks in crude, gold. Sorry, break even on crude. 9 ticks in gold, 5 ticks on the ES. Put us at 152.5 on the morning session. Today I took 5 minutes and one trade to get to the goal for the day, and at that point we're up $200 a contract, and we took a total of 13 trades this morning. So on the month, that now puts us at $4,230 a contract. That's over 12 trading days, and we're averaging $352 per contract per actually 1 hour trading day. On the year now, we've gotten our goal on 31 out of 32 days so far, and we've now gone 1 day since this is our first day since our last blue day, but we've now gone 379 consecutive business days since our last red day. So it's well over a year since our last red day. Now, on the year, we're at $12,562 a contract. That's over 32 days, averaging $392 per contract per 2 hour business day on the year. It's really a 1 hour business day, but this is where you really want to be. All right, you want to be able to quit trading when you get your goal for the day, and then just put the mouse away and go do something else, go do the rest of life. And so far this year, if you were to do that and you were to add 1 contract a month, you would have only had to work 7.9 hours and averaged $600 per hour, $600.32 per hour. Okay, pretty good money if you can get it. Now let's go into what we actually did do. All right, we didn't have a bunch on gold and we didn't have a bunch on crude, but I'll get into it. Oops, I always put that thing away. Here we go. We'll start out with the gold. Okay. Now we had a couple of trades. There was this beautiful trade right here that I missed. I finally figured out how to put the ellipse on it. Beautiful trade right there that I missed, but I was talking during that one. I did get something out of this one. This first gold trade right here, I got 7 ticks out of, and the next gold trade right in here, I got 2 ticks out of. Okay, so all we were looking for was for the long-term direction to be bearish and pull back up and touch the ribbon while the black is still in the red. All right. Now, for those of you guys who are not in the session this morning, if you're in here following now, you're not in the session this morning, you may have noticed this other separate set of bands. What that is to identify is when you see the 2 lines like this, you know you're trending, and if they're going down, you know you're bearish. And if they're going up and you see the 2 lines, you know they're bullish. But if they're flat like this right here and you don't see the 2 lines, you probably don't want to trade. Okay, if they're flat like this and you don't see the 2 lines, you probably just want to stop trading and let it find a trend. Like all this right here, just don't trade right through there. Let it find a trend. Now, there's also a color associated with this. The color shows the long-term and short-term trend. If they're both long-term and short-term trend are both bearish, the color is going to be red. If they're both bullish, the color is going to be blue. Okay, and if they're white, then that means the long-term and short-term trend don't match up. Usually it's going to be because the short-term trend just changed direction, usually. Okay. So we had these couple of trades here to start out with, and it looks like there were some more opportunities in here that I ended up missing because I was talking. Right here was one, right here was one during the training part of it. Okay, there's a couple more right through here. All those winning trades all through there. Then the trend got really flat here, so you don't want to trade. Stayed flat for quite a while. Then we started trading again in here, but I ended up missing this trade. This was during the break, right? So there were no more trades during the morning session. So we got, while we were actually trading, we missed this one and we got those 2. And then all of these 3 or 4 right here happened while I was training, and then there was nothing else on the gold. Since then, there really hasn't been anything else on the gold. I'm not going to get into continuation. I'm not going to get into continuation trades right now, but we can do that at some other time, just not right now. All right, so it is 12:50. Just want to remind everyone at 1 o'clock, probably 1:01. Hang on, let me connect to this. At 1:01, I'm going to do this live stream on TradingView right here. You go to tradingview.com, click on community, go to live streams and upcoming streams. This is it right here. Okay, I'm going to be doing that at 1:01. All right. Let me get into the next market here then. The next market was crude oil. Okay, I don't see any questions popping up. So on crude, we had a few trades and we started out here. Our very first trade on crude, we ended up picking up 8 ticks on the first trade. I think that's where we got our goal for the day, 8 ticks on that first trade. No, it wasn't. We got 8 ticks on the ES. That's where we got our goal. But we ended up picking up 8 ticks on the first trade, and then we stopped out on this one. Yeah, that was a valid stop out. That was just a good stop out. And I picked up over here. I on this one, after I stopped out, it was at -2 ticks, and right here I got 2 ticks back. So that put me at 0 on the crude. There were a couple more trades in here that I ended up missing. Again, we get into the part where I was trading and I ended up missing a trade there, it looks like. And right here, it looks like. I know that's a green bar, but it was a down close. And right in here was another one that I should have gotten. Right in here I did get, and I got a break even on this. I missed this one though. I remember missing that one. Some of you guys got that. I know Marco got it. Then we get into the break here, and there was a trade. Well, it was going flat here, so I didn't do anything. Then we get into the break, and there was a trade right here that would have stopped out, right here that would have gotten it right back, and right here that would have gotten you into profit. And that was it for the crude oil today. Okay. Now the market's getting a little bit flat here. At least crude oil is getting a little bit flat here. So we'll see how it's going to go here in 8 minutes when I start doing the live stream. All right, so on the ES, we had a bunch of trades on the ES. Let's get back to the beginning of them all. Okay, right in here. This is where we took our first trade, was right in here. Again, these bands that you're seeing here are to show you when you're not in chop. If you can see both bands, then you're not in chop. But if you can't clearly see both bands, then it's flat and you're better off staying out. You can see both bands, then start looking for the trades. All right, so in here was the very first trade. We picked up 8 ticks on that one. Then we had a break even on this one. It was in a little bit of chop right here. I probably shouldn't have done this, but you could see just a little bit of 2 bands there. And I took that, ended up with a break even. Then I took this. Again, I shouldn't have done this. We were in chop, and it was going into a weekly trading zone, I think. So that was a mistake, and that stopped me out. From there, I was at +8. Then I went down to -2. Then right here, I picked up 6 ticks on this. This was just a perfect trade setup. Yeah, everything saying it's going to short. Come up and test the ribbon, and it gives the down close. I only got 6 out of that. I should have gotten a lot more, but it got me up to +4 at that point. Then we had a bunch of nothing in here for a little while. I got in here. I picked up 12 ticks on this one. Got me to +16. Then I stopped out on this one. This was going into a weekly trading zone. I shouldn't have done this trade. This was my mistake of the morning. And that one stopped me out. So that put me back down to +6. Then the next trade that I took, we were training all through here. Okay, so there were no trades that I took in here, though there were some valid trades. There were none that I took. There was one there. There was one here. One here. One here. And then we started trading again. Somewhere in there, I got a 9-tick gain somewhere. I don't know where exactly, but I got a 9-tick gain that brought me up to +15. And then I stopped out over here, and that put me down to, this stopped me out pretty much to the tick over here. And that brought me down to +5. And that's where I ended it for the morning session. Okay. During the break, let's see. There was one long trade here that looks like it would have been really close to stopping you out to the tick. Then it got kind of flat through here. Didn't really want to do anything. There was a long trade right here that worked out. Got flat again. There really wasn't anything to do when it was all flat in there. And up here, one more long trade. Looks like it would have been a break even right in there. And that was it. All right. So let me go over again the spreadsheet. Now, if you can look at the spreadsheet, you have to read all the CFTC risk disclosures down at the bottom. Today is the 16th day of February 2023. We ended up with just 9 ticks in gold and 5 ticks on the ES. That put us at 152.50. Today took 5 minutes in one trade to get to the goal for the day. At that point, we're up $200, and we took a total of 13 trades this morning. Okay. So on the month now, we're at $4,230. That's over 12 trading days, averaging $352 per contract per 2-hour trading day. On the year now, we've gotten our goal on 31 out of 32 days, and we've now gone 1 full day since our last blue day, and 379 days since our last red day. 379 business days since our last red day. Okay, so we don't get a lot of red days. On the year, we're at $12,562 over 32 business days, averaging $392 per contract per 2-hour business day. And if you were to quit trading when you get your goal for the day and add 1 contract per month, you would have only had to work 7.9 hours, and you would have made $600 per hour. It's actually a little more than that, but we'll just go with $600 per hour. All right. That is all of that. Again, if you have not taken a free trial with us, go here to mytradingiq.com, right here, mytradingiq.com, and it says sign up for your free 5-day training, 9:30 to 11:30 Eastern time. If you're going to get in there and you're going to sign up for the training, you should definitely download the trading platform. Okay, we're doing a lot with TradingView right now. So if you don't have TradingView, you can sign up for TradingView. It's a really easy process for us and for you. If you have either of the other platforms, if you have DT Pro, which is what I use normally, which is what I've been using for over a decade, sign up for that one. And if you have NinjaTrader, you're going to have to give us your machine ID. Okay, just give us your machine ID and follow these instructions, and you'll have all your stuff loaded. All right, now let me see who all is in here. And okay, so right, that is how you take the free trial. That's how you download the trading platform. Trade rules are in here. Click on that. You can watch these videos. Those are all related to everything that you're going to get when you take the free trial. All right. Now, again, in a couple of minutes here, I'm going to do a live stream from TradingView. If you go here to tradingview.com, go to community and live streams, it'll look like this. Just scroll down to where it says down here, hold it right here, upcoming streams. Click on that and you'll be brought right into it. Okay, now I have to actually do that over here so I can start the live stream.
Once the live stream starts, then it will be under the live streams category.
Yes, it will fall into the live streams. So it's going to go from upcoming streams into live streams up here. It'll be in live trading too, I think, but it'll end up in live trading. It'll be right here in the live, I think, once it actually starts. I'm pretty sure. I'll have to check on that. Or somebody else can check on that. But anyway, that's what's going to be happening here in just another minute and a half. All right, I'm going to be jumping into that live stream. So to do that, I need to click on this over here and then get ready for it. So does anybody have any questions about any of the stuff that I've gone over yet? Okay, so this is where we're going to be doing the live stream. And we're going to be doing it in just a minute here. I don't see any questions coming into the box, so I'm going to assume that nobody has any. And it's setting up right now with the gold. It's got bullish long term. The ES is turning to bearish long term. It's looking for a pullback up into the ribbon. Look at the big picture on the ES right now. This is what it looks like. Before I start the live stream, I'll take a quick look at this. This is the weekly trading zones on the 30-minute that we were talking about earlier. And I had highlighted all the areas that I thought it was going to go to and through in the morning session. And so far, the next one up is up here on the ES. It's all the way up here at 41.59. Okay. Now I'm going to start the live stream. On the ES, we're going to take a short here if we get a down close, though I think that this, I'm not sure that this is going to have a lot of room to go on the downside. I'd really rather see this candle close up and the next one close down. Okay, now let's get that live stream going, and that will start over here. Okay, let me refresh this page and do that, and do entire screen. That one, share, shut off the camera, and start the stream. Here we go. All right. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. This is the live stream right now showing my TradingIQ.com indicators. And right now we're looking for a down close right here on the ES. It's got a high here at 39.75. We're going to bump this to a 7-tick range right quick. Okay, so now it's got a high here of 39.75. So we're looking for a down close at 37.75. Okay, if we get a down close here at 30, all right, that did not work out. Now this bar here needs to close down, or we're going to get out of the red right here. So what we're looking for right now is for the long-term direction, which is the black outline here, to be bearish, and then a test of the ribbon, which are these lines inside the colored area here. A test of the ribbon, and then a close in the direction of the long term. So down close on this bar. This bar is got a high of 40.50, so it's going to have a low of 38.50. Okay, that's going to have a low of 38.75, but I'd sell 38.50 right now. Okay, these are 7-tick range bars, so every bar is 7 ticks high. Every bar you see here on all three of these charts is the same size. Okay, let me go here for a second. Okay, yeah, every bar you see in here is the same size. All right, now this bar, if it closes up, it's going to disqualify any short trade. So we'll just have to wait and see. And it did close up, and that did disqualify the short trades. Okay. So now this is all flat here. What we're looking at here is all flat. So in this, in this half an hour from 1 to 1:30, sometimes there's great opportunity and sometimes there's not. Yesterday we went the whole half an hour and we didn't have a single trade. So let me just talk about what we have in front of us. Okay. On the day so far, we've had a bunch of opportunities here on the ES to take some short-term trades, and it hasn't been follow through. If you look over here, we had a short trade in there. We had, while I was doing some trading this morning, we had a long trade here, a long trade here, a long trade here, and a long trade right there that you could have taken. Okay, and these are some other trades that we took this morning, short trades in here, and some other trades that we took this morning all through here. So there's been some movement, but like right now you see how right up here at the top how these lines are flat. You can't see two lines. When those two lines are not easily viewable, then you don't want to trade. You want to wait until they're easily separated like this. You can see that there's two lines there, easily separated. You can see all that. I did actually leave an order on here from this way back here, and it just triggered me in, so I'm not going to count that, but it is working out. Okay, I left an order on here. If that was going to give us a down close, it was going to trigger me in it. When it was up at 40.50, it was 38.50 is what it was going to trigger me in it. Anyway, right now you see how it's starting to separate up here, so we're probably going to get a shorting opportunity coming up. All right, no guarantee, but probably. See, on crude oil, it's going flat right here, and on the gold, it's actually starting to go flat here too. So we'll wait for the pullback, and we'll see what happens when that pulls back up. I don't see any questions yet, but if anybody's got any questions, you can just type them in any of the question boxes, chat boxes, live chats, question boxes, anything like that. If anybody comes up with a question right now. What I'm looking for here on the ES is for it to pull back up to this level right here, to get up to 41.39, and then give us a down close. That would be ideal. All right, that's what we're looking for. Here on the crude oil, we're not going to have anything as long as this is flat right here. We're not going to trade. Okay, so this needs to go up one more tick, and then we're going to start looking for that short trade. Okay. That's enough there. 38.75. I'm going to look to sell 36.75 right now. Okay, 36.75. Okay, now that's gone up a little bit more. 39.25. So I'm going to look to sell 37.25. Now, the reason I'm selling 37.25, 1 is because the long-term trend is bearish. 2, the black line here is in the red. And 3, I know where this bar is going to close. If the high is up here at 39.25, I know it's going to close right here at 37.50. So when it closes, it's going to trigger me in 1 tick lower than that, or I had my order waiting. Okay, so this is a valid trade right here. Now, the ES has been kind of choppy today, so I'm not really sure what direction this is going to go in, but every trade starts out with 10 ticks of risk. All right, and I move my stop to break even after I get 4 ticks in profit. After I get 4 ticks in profit, I move the stop to break even. Okay, now, one of the other things that I added to the charts to help you help with the confidence in the trades that you're putting on. Now it's got to go, it's just got to tick right down here at 36.25 for me to bump the stop to break even. Okay, but this outer band right here, well, it's outer band right now because it's bearish, but when that is red, that means the long and short term are both bearish. All right, I might have said this already, but when it is blue, it means the long and short term are both bullish. And when it is red, it means they're both bearish. Okay, so again, you want to be trading with the trend whenever you're trading. That's how we do it anyway. Trade with the trend. All right, so this looks like it's probably going to stop me out here, and it did stop me out minus 10 ticks. Okay, and that happens. You don't win them all. So this right here was a short trade from right there, and it was not a break even. That was a stop out. Okay, so now we'll wait and we'll see what happens next. Hopefully when we get some other trade setups, the gold has got a nice trend right here. The long-term trend is going up. Hopefully that's going to pull back and give us something. The ES, I was kind of worried about the ES, the way that it was coming together in here. But if we get another trade setup, we're going to take another trade setup. All right. You can't let a single trade define you. A single trade, not a single day of trades, not a single week of trades. You have to, if you have an edge, you have to keep executing the edge. All right. So I'm waiting now for another reason to place a trade. Does anybody have any questions right now? I know we're only 8 minutes into it, but if anybody has any questions, I'd be happy to jump on it and answer them. Now's a good time because we don't actually have any trades triggering right here, and we're not going to for a few minutes. Okay. Well, nobody's asking any questions, so I just wanted to take this moment to just show you something else. You know, right here, this. I'll slide this over to this. I'll go to like Apple. On stocks. We'll click on that. And we'll go to a daily. Oops. 1 day. Okay. Now we'll hit auto down here and change a few things around on this. Still looking for trades on gold and on the ES right now. I don't think we're going to get anything on crude. That's why I chose crude to show this on. I'm going to put the BBC on there. Okay, so this is on a daily chart. What I want to show you here is when price gets above the BBC and you get a pullback, if down here in the slingshot, the long-term direction, which is the blue or the red, the long-term direction is changed to up, bullish, and the BBC is bullish, and this white pulls all the way back down here into the oversold, that is usually going to happen right before a big move up. Okay, or the other way around. If it's all short, that's usually going to happen right before a big move down. Okay, I just want to point that out on a daily chart. For those of you guys who like to trade equities, this is one way you can use our things to trade equities on a daily basis. Right, and you can do it with any other thing. You can do it with cryptos. You can do it with whatever you want. All right, I just wanted to point that out for anyone who's in here who is trading anything other than futures. You can do this with cryptos. You can do it with here. Just do cryptos. We'll do Bitcoin. Okay, let's do this one. When it's trending up like this, if this gets down here in the bottom, right there, you're due for a move up. Okay, when it's trending up. When it's trending down like this, the long-term trend is down. and this gets up here on the top, you're due for a move down. Right? It's as simple as that. Okay, like right in here, it was trending up. This got down here in the bottom, right in here, particularly right in here, due for a big move up. I didn't realize Bitcoin was up that high today. But anyway, the gold over here is about to give us the long trade. All right, the gold's got a low right here of 52.7, so we'd be looking to buy 53.5 right now on the gold. Okay, 53.5 is what we'd be looking to buy. Now let me fix this and put it back to the normal thing. Let me put it back down to a 7-tick range and gold. GC futures gold J. Oh, by the way, we're rolling our crude. Oh, I'm sorry, this is supposed to be crude. We're rolling our crude. I'm going to actually roll it right now. It should be C to L, and that should be J as well. Okay, we're rolling the crude right now to J contract. And we got to fix the context. We ended up with no trade over here on the gold and nothing over here on the ES. Okay, and by rolling to the J contract, we might get something here on the crude once I put everything back together here. If I undo that one and turn on that one, 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 that one. There. All right, so this is a 7 range now. We rolled the crude oil to April. Okay, we rolled it to the April contract. The gold, if we got an up close here on this bar on gold and the black stayed in the green, it would be a long trade, but I don't see that happening. And you see, we did not get the up close, and now it's looking like it's probably going to try to do that right here, right now, but I don't know. And the black line is definitely not in the green anymore. Okay. Sorry, my voice is going in and out. Hey, Ronnie and Dwayne, Dwayne and Dwayne and everybody else can hear me, I think. So I don't think it's on my end, the audio part anyway. Just, yeah, okay. Yeah, and I can see they have a little thing that shows the audio, whether it's going through fine or not. So, oops. Let's see. I gotta get to the right contract. You saw that I just rolled that, right, D? I rolled the crude oil to the J. Okay. And that means I gotta do it here too. All right. So there's actually a short right here on crude. And I was trying to, since I just rolled it, I was trying to get my DOM back up so I could put the short on, and I didn't get it on fast enough. Let's see, no fill. I didn't get on there fast enough, but that's actually a short right there on the crude. And sorry, we missed that one. There's nothing over here on the gold right now. Dwayne, you had the sound off. Yeah, I know, Ron. My voice is, since the morning session, my voice is just kind of got a little worn out. This is, I've been talking constantly for hours. And, so the crude trade was a great trade right here. That was off the ribbon. Long-term direction is bearish. All you need was pull back up and test to the ribbon when the black is in the red. I didn't get filled, as you saw when I rolled it over. Let me roll it back. I roll it back and see if I still have an opportunity. I won't have an opportunity if I rolled it back. So far we just got this one stop out here on the ES, and you can see the ES is working its way down here like it should. And we don't have anything over here on the gold. I was hoping to get something there. And I'm sorry I missed the short trade here on the crude. I would have gotten ES trade right back, 78, 90, and we're now all the way down to 75, 70, 73. So that's $170 a contract in that move right there. Yeah, I'm sorry about my voice. I wish I could. It starts out better in the morning. It sounds like this in the morning. And it seems like, when I had COVID a couple weeks ago, it had a little bit of an effect on me. But we'll deal with it. You guys can still hear me, right? That's all that really matters. All right. So we just have to wait here. Now, again, this is something you guys don't have access to that yet since I just created it last night. I just wanted to watch it in real time and make sure it did what it should do in real time. The idea is to show you when you're in a flat spot, it's easy to see when you're in a flat spot because you'll only be able to see, you won't be able to see two lines in here. You'll only be able to see one line. Like all through here and in here, you're in a flat spot. You don't want to trade when it's like that. And the other thing, the color coding of it was to give you comfort when you're taking a trade. If you're taking a continuation trade, for instance, you're jumping in something like this right here. You have the long and short term going with you when you're jumping on this, and it just gives comfort getting into the trade. Because as you all know, 90% of this is between your ears. So if you're confident in the trade that you put on, then you're just going to put it on and execute the trade as you should. I can show you how to trade. I can tell you when to trade, but we can't actually make you trade. That's up to you. All right, so we're waiting here now. I'm sad that I missed this, but it is what it is. Over here on the ES, it needs to pull back a little bit more. I'd really rather see it go down a little bit more and then pull back. We only have about 13 minutes left here, so I don't know if it's going to be able to do that in the next 13 minutes. But so far during the session, we've had this one stop out on the ES and this one great trade here on crude that I missed. And let's see if we get another shot at it. All right. Again, if you guys are in here and you haven't taken a trial with us, you want to take a trial with us, go to mytradingiq.com. The information is up here in the chat room. Go to mytradingiq.com and you can sign up for it right there. We learned a little lesson yesterday that I did not put something in here that has a video on it, so I can't do that. Like the Vimeo thing that I put in here yesterday got moderated, so I will not do that again. I did not know I cannot do that, but now I do. So we're looking for a pullback up. The black line is in the red, all right? The black line is in the red. The long-term direction is down. So all we need is a pullback up and touch of the ribbon with a down close, right? Pull back up and touch of the ribbon with a down close on either one of these two. This one, not so much. This one's flattened out. So we're not going to do it here on gold, not quite yet. We could get another shot here on the ES. This did put in a lower low. It did go down a little bit further like I wanted it to. And now I want it to pull back, all right? So we have about 10 minutes left in here. I guess I can go a little bit longer than 10 minutes if that's what it takes to get us another trade set up. So hopefully that will happen here. That's what we're looking for now. We want it to pull back up here and give us that. Oh, you know what? I just realized it's 119. You know what happens at 119? You'll probably hear it in a few minutes. So we're waiting for a pullback here. On the gold, we're starting to get a pullback, but the long-term duration is not really down right here. It hasn't really changed to down. So that's all we're waiting for. It's as simple as that. All right, is there a way to measure the potential size of the move on the TradingView charts? If you use leg length stuff that I went over yesterday, Ronnie, and I go over every week, but I'm happy to go over with you again. Okay, down close on this bar right now on the ES, 36.50 down to 34.50 is what you'd be selling on that. Okay, 36.50 down to 34.50 right now. Okay, and that is because the long-term duration is bearish. The black is in the red, so we need the down close right here. We get that down close, we're going to go short as soon as we get the down close. Okay. And we didn't pull back enough over here on the gold anyway. There's the down close. So we're going short. just shorted right there. Okay, so now we are short again. And what we anticipate is that this green line right here is going to turn down and get all the way down here into the oversold area. Okay, it should get all the way down to that oversold area. That's what should happen. All the way, it should go all the way down here at a 41.31. Now, on the crude oil, we needed to pull back up to get into the ribbon to give us the short, but the long-term duration is clearly down on that one, just as it is here on the ES. So we'll just wait here and see what happens with this. All right, the gold did pull all the way back up here, but the long-term direction is not clearly down here on the gold. All right, so we need that to happen. And nothing here on the crude yet. Okay, so those of you guys who have never seen this before, I mean, you can see how this is all mechanical. You're just waiting for these couple of things to all fall into place at once, and then just place the trade, and you wait. I said yesterday that 90% of trading is waiting for the trade to set up. The other 10% is actually executing the trade. Every trade has 3 parts to it. This goes down one more tick, the stop goes to break even. Every trade has 3 parts to it. 1 is getting in at the right place. 2 is getting your risk off the trade. And 3 is managing the exit. All right, so I just did 1, 2, and 3. In that case, it pulled me back and stopped me out at break even. And that's okay. I mean, I manage a trade, and that's what you're supposed to do. If it takes me out of break even, it takes me out of break even. My risk management strategy is pretty aggressive. It's to move my stop to break even after I get 4 ticks in profit. But so far in this session, I had 1 stop out and 1 break even trade. Right now, we still have a little time left, so it could trigger again right here. Okay, it could trigger again. If we hit the ribbon and it gives me a down close, that would be a second trigger, and I'd be able to take that. Okay. Bring that down back up. I lost it. Oh, I have to bring that just in my workspace. That's right, too, to pull. I just remembered. It's on my list. It's on my list. Okay, so this didn't actually pull back up and hit the ribbon. Okay. So I'm not going to be able to take that one again. The crude oils, I don't think the crude's going to pull back up for some time. So in hindsight, this isn't going to even, see, it didn't hit the ribbon in hindsight. It's not even looking like it hit the ribbon right there. Nothing on the gold. So we have about 7 minutes left. Who knows? It could happen again. We get another shot at it. We'll just wait. Okay. If anybody has any questions, type them into any of the boxes, and I'll be able to answer them. I think the only place we don't have any way to type it in is on YouTube. I'm not sure about that, but I think that's the only way we don't have anything. But right now, we're actually streaming in 3 different places. But this is TradingView, and there's that noise. And this is TradingView. So in TradingView, this is where all our indicators are right now. And all you're looking for here is price to pull back up and test the ribbon again. Right? It didn't actually hit it right there. If it did, I would have shorted right there and taken that trade, but it didn't actually hit it. If it pulls back up and gives us another shot at this, we're definitely going to take it. Remember, the markets, they always go like this, right? They go down and up and down and up and down and up. And right now we're working on the up part. 1 more tick. I'm going to flip this back to this thing. Okay, so it needs to go up 1 more tick. There it is, 34.75 down to 32.75. So I'm selling it down close right now at 32.75. And what it should do is the next leg down, right? So what we're teaching you how to do in here is get in at this part and get out at this part. Get in at this part and get out at this part. Get in at this part and get out at this part. Okay, so we need the down close here to trigger me in. Then we'll take another short trade right here. Okay. There's a little bit of activity starting to jump in the market right here, it looks like. So hopefully it's going to give us what we're looking for. Let me get rid of those drawing objects. Slide this over. Crude oil still not giving us anything, and gold is still not giving us anything. It's 11:25. If this bar closes up, I don't think it's going to change anything by itself. If it closes up, the next bar will be, either the trigger trade or the disqualifying, either the trigger bar or the disqualifying bar. Depends how far up this bar goes right now. If this bar were to close down, it would still be a trade. Okay, right now. If this bar were to close down, it'd still be a trade because the black would still be in the red. All right. So it's still a valid trade if that bar closes down. What we really want to see is the white line turn down with the down close. Okay, that would be great if that happened. If this bar closes up, I think it's going to be a problem now. Okay, if that bar closes up, then it's going to disqualify the trade. If it closes down, it'll trigger it. There it is, it closed down, so it triggered the trade. And so now we're in again. Now I like this all the way down here to 41.30 and a quarter, 41.30 and a quarter, and I actually like the number down here at 41.30 even better. All right, so I'm going to throw a target down there at 41.30, and we'll see if we get a trade this time. So far we've had a couple of, we had a break-even trade, a stop out, and now we have this one right here that we're waiting on. Again, after 4 ticks in profit, I'm going to throw my stop at break even. There's 3. We need one more. One more. Didn't get the 4th. Okay, so we're waiting. The white line closing down and crossing the green line is a good thing. Okay, this should make it down all the way down into here, into the oversold area. There's the 4th one. Stop to break even again. Now this, I know this is aggressive risk management. And so far, with the 2 trades we've had, I could have taken 4 ticks in profit in both trades. But I'm going to let this thing go here some, right? And I want it to keep going down all the way down here to 41.30. That would be 3.5 points to 14 ticks. It's looking like it wants to go. And if I see a better target lower than that as it moves down lower, then I will go for it. Okay, I'll extend this out if that's what happens. But right now I have no risk on the trade. Okay, that's where you want to be in every trade. If you can get that way, have no risk and just open profit potential. See, I don't see anything better showing up down here yet. So we're just going to wait and let it go. Right, so I'm going to make 0 on this, or I'm going to make 14 ticks on this. And you know, it's up to the market to let me know. It is 1:28, so we're going to have to wrap this up here in just a few minutes. We were able to get 3 trades off this time though, which is good. Okay, and now I'm going to lock in some profit on this now. I'm not going to get 0 now. I'm going to get I'm going to let it go even a little bit further, all the way down to right there, right? So now that's plus 6. So we get 6 or a lot more, right? So I ended up with 6. So that looks like how we're going to end up ending it for today. I don't think we're going to have enough time to get another trade, but we did have plenty of time to get 3. Okay. I wish we would have gotten something else. I wish I would have gotten this crude short right here, because that one's still going. You were at work all day, so you didn't get to see that earlier that I did, Ronnie. Okay. Oh, I mean, we can go over it tonight in the partners meeting. Okay. Reminded everyone there's a partners meeting tonight at 8 p.m. 8 p.m. Eastern time. And I will do my best to be there on time today. All right. So if you have not taken a free trial with us and you want to take a free trial with us, then go to mytradingiq.com, take a free trial right there. Obviously, go to trading platforms to download the trading platform, and there's a whole bunch of information there about how to download the TradingView trading platform and get everything going. All we need is your profile name. All right. If you're in here and you're lurking around in the live chat or in any one of the other chats that we have going on right now, and you're listening, if you get started with the TradingView, just send us your profile name. Okay, all we need is your profile name. You go up here to the left-hand corner, and ours is CFRN right here. That's our profile name. Send us yours, and we get you started with a free trial on this. Right, it's a free 5-day trial, and the free day trial includes 2 hours every morning, 2 hours every morning from 9:30 to 11:30 Eastern time of live markets, right? Live trading, live markets every morning. It also includes one-on-one training. We can get your charts all set up for you if you have trouble with that. All you need to do is let us know, right? Again, go to mytradingiq.com to do all that stuff. With that, I think we're going to wrap it up for today. All right, so we had four opportunities. I missed this one on crude, but we had 3 here on the ES that we took. We had a stop out, we had a break even, and then we had a profitable trade. And so you got a pretty good look at what it can do. And with that one, now, Bill, hang on, Bill. Will I be talking about TradingView tonight? Yes, I'm sure I will be talking about TradingView tonight. Okay. All right. That is it, guys. With that, I'm going to wrap it up, and I'm going to pass it back out to fabulous Phoenix, Arizona. Let me shut this stream off. Stop the stream, and there it goes. The stream is ended. All right. So yes, Bill, I don't know if you're listening in the other chat now. I just shut you off if you're not. All right. So yeah, I can pass it back out to fabulous Phoenix, Arizona. Dwayne's grabbing it right now, and that is it. Okay, I can see your charts now, T.
All right, buddy. Great job.
All right. Thank you.
Toughest time of the day to be trading, but
Get it done anyway.
okay. Good job.
It's another one coming up right here. But anyway,
You want the charts back?
no, that's okay. That's okay. I got a bunch of things I gotta go do right now. Yeah.
Okay.
More stuff. And tonight I'm gonna try to be there on time. I know we have a thing we have to go to, but I should be able to get there on time tonight. I'll let you know in Telegram if I'm gonna be a few minutes late.
Okay.
Okay.
No problem.
Okay.
Guys, here on the ES 30-minute chart, as we were talking earlier, as price pulled up, we found resistance at the BBC. We spiked it a little bit, but now what are we doing? Exactly what we talked about. Coming back down to the weekly zone. But we got blue and climbing here. So this whole area is potential support, but there's room in there to get your goal for the day. Dow, same situation. Russell is above the VBC. So that's the outlier. NQ below the VBC, but right below that target, you've got blue and climbing, which is potential support. Crude oil. Here's the low of the session right here. So we're approaching the low of the session. If we take that out, we've already hit the long target multiple times, but we should hit the short target as well. Still consolidating at the weekly zone on gold. Silver, we hit the zone, resistance. Resistance, 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 resistance. Remember, the zones come out Monday morning at 6:15 a.m. Eastern. We're below the BVC. That's resistance. Support at blue and climbing. Lack of follow through really since the beginning of the year. I mean, we're talking beginning of the year here. I mean, we've had legs in the bigger picture, but in the smaller time frames where you're executing, there's been a lack of conviction and follow through. So if it's been challenging for you, don't be hard on yourself. It's market condition. See, part of this top-down approach, from the daily to the 30-minute to whatever time frame you execute on, helping you understand what current market conditions are, is extremely important. If the average leg in the S&P is 3 to 5 points and you're trying to take 10 points, well, that's not going to work out so good. But if the average leg is 3 to 5 points and you're trying to take 2 points, then there you go. It's your golden spot. 9 out of 10 new traders will fail because they simply don't have a teacher. When you become a lifetime passport holder, there's no recurring fees, no upsells, no new shiny objects to buy ever. but you do get a living, breathing teacher, live in real time, every trading day, putting on, taking off trades, explaining every move they make, every trade they take, and the rule behind it, while you trade along in your demo account until you qualify to go live. People often are hesitant to ask questions in the live training room because they don't want to interrupt the flow. The purpose of the room is your questions. So never ever hesitate to ask, okay? So you're going to get what 9 out of 10 new traders don't have. That's a teacher. Now you've probably got tons of books, and you've watched a million YouTube videos, and you've bought all kinds of shiny objects that just somehow didn't work out once they got into your cursed hands. I'm joking, your hands are not cursed. But most of what out there is simply nonsense. Okay? It's attractive, it's seductive, it's designed to separate you from your money before you even get to Wall Street. We take a very different approach. We teach you how to trade. Once you remember, you're a member for life. You don't ever have to buy anything from us again, ever. But you'll have access not only to 2 hours of live training every day, but unlimited one-on-one private mentoring. The strategy you learn, the indicators you own for life, are fluid across all markets, all time frames. That includes individual stocks, crypto, forex, all futures markets. As a passport holder, you'll receive the Logic 247 alerts around the clock. You'll receive the concierge trade alerts every evening when they're posted shortly after the Globex Open. You'll be able to attend the members only workshop, which tonight, it's every Thursday night, has been since 2008, 8 p.m. Eastern. It used to be 9 p.m. Eastern. I think about 2 months ago we changed it to 8 p.m. Eastern, and it seemed to work out pretty good for everybody. To become a lifetime member, go to eminifuturestrading.com. Couple mouse clicks, you're a passport holder. Valerie will swing into action and provide you with everything you need. And let me tell you what you need even to take the trial. You need to install Telegram on your tablet, your PC, your phone. It's free, it's secure, it's fast. We have about 10 different channels. 8 of them are private, and I think 2 of them are public. But it is our messaging client. See, the live training room only goes 2 hours a day. But CFRN operates 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So not only do you have 2 hours of live training, unlimited one-on-one private mentoring, but you have around-the-clock support via Telegram. Trading's not easy, but we've worked very hard for many years to make it as simple as we possibly can. eminifuturestrading.com. Questions, call 949-42-EMINI or send an email to support@cfrn.net. And with that, we'll wrap things up with our good word for the day. Now, some of us don't have such a good perception of ourself, low self-esteem. Some of us have too much. So we need to know how to change it. We need to know how to balance it. 1 Corinthians 15:10. By the grace of God, I am what I am. See, that's where Popeye got that. I am what I am. Okay. He didn't really get it. Well, maybe he did. The new birth begins a transforming process in how you think about yourself. But it must be continued each day by renewing your mind. Romans 12:2 says, Let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think. Then you will learn to know God's will for you, which is good and pleasing and perfect. When your thinking is changed by God's Word, two things happen. A, you know His will for you, and B, you know He is pleased with you. When those two things happen, your self-perception is changed, and you're no longer at the mercy of other people's opinions or evaluation of you. Our opinion of ourselves is deeply affected by the opinions of the authority figures in our formative years. If our parents tended to neglect or ignore us, we concluded that we weren't worth their time, attention, or love, and it tore our self-worth. But as we mature in God's Word, we learn to walk in the light of our new self-image, and we gain new self-worth. Regardless of what you have been through in life or the mistakes you have made, God will help you to realize who you are and what He has graced you to do. Before Paul met Christ, he killed Christians. That's about as bad as it gets. But after he met Christ, he wrote, "By the grace of God, I am what I am, and His grace to me was not without effect." When you understand God's grace, His unearned, undeserved, unfailing favor towards you, it will profoundly change how you feel about yourself. And that's our good word for the day. Thanks so much for tuning in. Whoever you are, wherever you are, may God continue to richly bless you with His mercy and with His grace. And I'll see you at the bell.
Remember this, there is no greater return on investment than to see a human life changed and given hope. As always, pray hard and trade safe. Any financial information discussed on this show is simply the opinion of our host, Dwayne Reeves, his co-hosts, and guests. To learn more about trading E-mini futures or to take a 1-week free trial in our live trading room, call 1-866-928-3310. 866-928-3310. Information discussed on this radio program should not be construed as a recommendation to buy or sell any security. Always do your own due diligence and consult with a licensed securities broker or financial planner before making any investment decision.